Hello everybody and welcome once again to Let's Play Skyrim. Last time when we left off we had just arrived in Darkfall Cave, the home of Oriel's bow.
Oh, what is it?
We've already asked her that, so we'll just keep rolling if she's got nothing new to say. Darkfall Cave itself is little more than a passage to the real location of Oriel's bow, a big place called the Forgotten Vale, which is actually quite huge, lots of exploring to do, and quite a bit of fun to tackle when you're in there. I could have sworn there was a chest down here, but apparently not. Okay then. Up and out we go, I suppose. And we'll just stick to this then. Be ready to fight the most Falmer you can possibly imagine, and then fight a metric fuck-ton more. That's what happens in this area, unfortunately. There's a frostbite spider. We'll go ahead and just deal with that. Looks like we're just in the tunnel on the other side of that waterfall. Here we can go right or left. Left looks like not the way forward, and in fact you can see a secret door right there. So we'll head this way instead. Now we're above a big drop with some rapidly flowing water beneath us. So we should probably be careful. But, as you can see, there's really nothing to find over here. There's just the drop. So let's take it. This part's fun, actually. If you resist, I think there are a few little places where you can... Oh, that was scripted. As you can see, the spiders didn't turn hostile. They were just kind of there. Oh, just kidding. Here they are. So let's deal with the spiders that came through the tunnel with us. Now that we're out a little bit. I was about to say, I think I should get Aura Whisper back on. Wonder why Serana's not attacking things. I don't care that much. She isn't that useful anymore, but all the same. Looks like we got one more spider in here. We'll just head on up and deal with it. Ooh, that one was giant flavor. Anyway, be ready for quite an adventure. This is the real climax of the Dawnguard quest line. At the end, you do wipe out whichever faction you didn't side with, but and you actually have to fight Lord Harkon even if you sided with the vampires, but so this side doesn't go anywhere extra. They come together into this single tunnel. I suppose we should head this way. You can see what looks to be a sprung falling rock trap up there. And here, of all things, is a campsite. There's a dead Breton with a Darkfall Cave note. which we can read and remove from our book list. Sister, I know that you'll come find me, but it will be too late. If you find this letter, get out of this forsaken cave as soon as possible. We were fools to think we could live so close to such creatures and live peacefully. Excuse me. I should have headed back to camp with you after we placed the torches down here. I thought these trolls would be different, that they would somehow understand that we didn't want to hurt them. I am now cornered, and it's only a matter of time before one of the trolls decides to finish me off. I hope it is a quick death. Farewell, my dear sister. Oh, that's unpleasant. Let's search the chest. We can keep going up. We can head down. Or we can head this way. This way is just the bedroll that presumably they slept on.
Why would anyone want to set up camp here?
That is an excellent question, Serana, and I do not know the answer.
What now?
I think we should go up first. I think that's where we can connect these passages and get a way out by opening the secret door we saw earlier behind the spider webs. Although I admit that's conjecture and I don't remember it with any certainty. I suspect it to be the case. And this little inlet, which doesn't seem to actually have a purpose. I suppose that's fine. And what I am beginning to suspect is that I am wrong, and this is actually the correct way to go. I suppose we'll find out. Oh, nope, I was right. So up here you can hit a pull chain, and it opens up the way back out if you're so inclined. For our purposes, we'll head back down, back to that camp, and we'll go deeper instead. Can note the tripwire here. I'm going to skip past it. I imagine Serana is going to stupidly trigger it, but I'll be out of the way by then. Serana? We lost Serana. She'll show up again. Of this, I am confident. You saw Quake just there. Tipped over Brazier. Ah. She must be on her way now. Yeah, there she is. What's up?
Yes?
Come on, girlfriend. Alright. Up? Or down? Good question, huh? I think it's another false dichotomy and they both lead to the same place. Yep, they do. Funky little loop, there to confuse us, I suppose. And why haven't we seen any of these trolls that note was talking about? That's what I'd like to know. Not that it really matters, but maybe this is where
Stay on your guard.
they're finally going to show up. Yeah, there they are. Well, we got those at least. Nothing I actually need there, but we'll search it, of course, because we always search every chest, and that's going to continue. I think now we're so near the end. Yeah, I think we're going to round the corner and we're going to have a cutscene with a non-hostile Yes.
Come forward. You have nothing to fear here.
I can feel some kind of power from it.
Completed. Locate Auriel's bow. Speak to Gelabor. We will. Let's just glance around first. Not seeing much, but something pretty cool happens here. You'll see. If you've been paying any attention at all to the lore, you understand why this is cool. Knight Paladin Gelabor.
I am Knight Paladin Gelabor. Welcome to the great chantry of Auriel.
This cave is a temple to Auriel?
Auriel, Halkosh, Akatosh, so many different names for the sovereign of the Snow Elves.
Snow Elves? You're Falmer?
I prefer Snow Elf. The name Falmer usually holds a negative meaning to most travelers. Those twisted creatures you call Falmer, I call the Betrayed.
I imagine you know why we're here.
Of course, you're here for Auriel's bow. Why else would you be here? I can help you get it, but first, I must have your assistance.
What type of assistance do you
I
need?
need you to kill Archcurate Vertha, my brother.
Kill your brother? Why?
The kinship between us is gone. I don't understand what he's become, but he's no longer the brother I once knew. It was the Betrayed. They did something to him. I just don't know why Auriel would allow this to happen.
What exactly did the Betrayed do?
They swept into the chantry without warning, and began killing everyone without pause.
Didn't you fight back?
The chantry was a place of peaceful worship. I led a small group of paladins, but we were no match for the Betrayed's sheer numbers. They slaughtered everyone, and stormed the inner sanctum, where I believe they corrupted Vertha.
You don't even know if he's alive.
He's alive. I've seen him, but something's wrong. He never looks as though he's in pain or under duress. He just stands there and watches, as though waiting.
Have you tried getting into the inner sanctum?
Leaving the way shrines unguarded would be violating my sacred duty as a Knight Paladin of Auriel, and an assault on the Betrayed guarding the inner sanctum would only end with my death.
Way Shrine?
Yes, let me show you.
Shrine of Auriel. What is the blessing of Auriel, you ask? I think it's Fortify Archery. Nope, that's not it. Ah, yes, there it is. Fortify Marksman. You are 10% more effective with missile weapons.
So this is snow elf magic. Incredible.
This structure is known as a way shrine. They were used for meditation and for transport when the chantry was a place of enlightenment. Prelates of these shrines were charged with teaching the mantras of Auriel to our initiates.
What's that basin in the center signify?
Once the initiate completed his mantras, he'd dip a ceremonial ewer in the basin of the way shrine center and proceed to the next way shrine.
So these initiates had to lug around a heavy pitcher of water. Marvelous. How long would they have to do that?
Well, once the initiate's enlightenment was complete, he'd bring the ewer to the chantry's inner sanctum. Pouring the contents of the ewer into the sacred basin of the sanctum would allow him to enter for an audience with the Archcurate himself.
All that just to end up dumping it out? It makes no sense to me.
It's symbolic. I don't expect you to understand.
So, let's get this straight. We need to do all that nonsense to get into the temples so we can kill your brother and claim Auriel's bow.
I know how it all sounds, but if there was another way, I'd have done it long ago. The only way to get to my brother is by following in the initiate's footsteps and traveling from way shrine to way shrine, just as they did. The first lay at the end of Darkfall Passage, a cavern that represents the absence of enlightenment.
How many more way shrines are there?
There are 5, spread far apart across the chantry.
These caves must be massive.
Caves? Oh no. The chantry encompasses far more than a few caves. as you'll soon discover. But before I send you on your way, you'll need the Initiate's Ewer.
Initiate's Ewer added. So I need to fill this at each way shrine?
Once you've located a way shrine, there'll be a spectral prelate tending to it. They will allow you to draw the waters from the shrine's basin, as if you've been enlightened.
I'll be off then.
This may be the last time we're able to converse. If you have any questions before you leave, I suggest you ask them. Otherwise, all I can do now is grant you my hopes for a safe journey.
Completed. Speak to Gelibor. Survive Darkfall Passage. I've encountered Gelibor, a snow elf knight paladin of the Chantry of Ariel. He's requesting I kill his brother, Archcurate Verther, who's been corrupted by the Falmer. I've been given an Initiate's Ewer, which will ultimately provide me access to the Chantry's inner sanctum, where both Archcurate Verther and Ariel's bow are located.
Questions? I expected as much.
What is the Chantry of Ariel?
This is, or was, the epicenter of our religion. Most of the Snow Elf people worshipped Ariel. The Chantry was constructed near the beginning of the First Era to provide a retreat for those that wish to become enlightened.
Most snow elves?
Our empire had temples to some of the other deities. Trinimac, Sirabane, Yefre, and Finister rounded out the rest. But those temples paled in comparison to the glory of the Chantry and its way shrines.
The way shrines are part of the Chantry then?
Oh yes, they were an important part of the process here. They represented the steps the Initiates took on the path to total enlightenment. Sadly, the magic used to construct these wonders were lost long before I arrived here.
Who are the spectral prelates you mentioned?
They're ghosts of the Snow Elf priests that tended the way shrines before being slaughtered by the betrayed. Through the grace of Ariel, they were restored to their spectral form to enable them to continue their duties.
Good, they should be able to help us.
I'm afraid in their current form, they still believe the Chantry to be an active center of worship. They won't respond to you in any way other than believing that you're an initiate and you're undertaking the journey to the inner sanctum.
Who were your people?
We were once a wealthy and prosperous society that occupied a portion of Skyrim. Unfortunately, we were constantly at war with the Nords, who claimed the land as their ancestral home.
It appears the Nords won.
In a manner of speaking. We had always maintained an uneasy alliance with the underground-dwelling dwarves, and when faced with extinction, we turned to them for help. Surprisingly, they agreed to protect us, but demanded a terrible price. The blinding of our race.
Everyone couldn't have possibly agreed to that.
There were splinter groups that resisted the agreement, and even some that sought alternate alliances. But when it was all said and done, those elves were either slaughtered, vanished, or gave up and took the dwarves' bargain.
What turned your people into the betrayed?
I've often asked myself that very same question. The blinding of my race was supposedly accomplished with a toxin. Certainly not enough to devolve them into the sad and twisted beings they've become.
Why weren't the snow elves here affected?
The Chantry is quite isolated, so it took some time for word of the dwarves' offer to reach us here. By the time the compact had been completed, it was too late for us to even attempt to intervene.
Is that why you had retained your site?
Correct. We only numbered perhaps 100 at the time, so our presence remained a secret to the dwarves and the Nords. Ironically, our undoing came at the hands of our own people.
You mean the betrayed?
Yes. They swarmed the Chantry in vast numbers until we were completely overrun. We never really stood a chance. I assumed that the Archcurate was corrupted by them when they found a way to breach the inner sanctum.
There are others here like you?
Verther and myself are the only two snow elves that remain.
Well,
May Ariel keep you free from harm.
it's heavy stuff, dude.
Yes?
That's all she's got. So, here we go. First thing then... Yes, this isn't quite working correctly, but there's a portal to Darkfall Passage that's supposed to be rendering differently. We will head on through.
wasn't as unpleasant as I thought it would be. Kind of soothing, actually. I feel a little warmer now.
Some interesting stuff going on here. I'll discuss it as we run across it.
What is it?
Okay, she still has nothing new. As you can see, these things retreat when we get close to them. But early on, we set the tone by beginning to fight Charis. And you can see a darn near overwhelming number of Falmer up and around, and that's just how this place rolls, unfortunately. We're going to fight a lot of them. Just be prepared. If you know that it's coming, it can help you cope. There are truly ridiculous numbers, and it gets even worse when you get out to the Vale.
Where'd you come from?
But I really do like the Forgotten Vale. There's just a whole lot
Who's there?
to the actual place. A ton to do and to explore. Big open areas. Not right here, obviously, but once we get through Darkfall Passage and out into the Vale itself. And a satchel here. Almost looks like it could have come from a member of the Dawn Guard, what with the crossbow bolts and everything. One thing to notice is that suddenly, in this room, there are deep waters we can actually dive into. And there's even a tunnel hiding inside that dive that we can swim into before popping up here and getting the chime letting us know we've accessed what the game considers a secret area. Here is Darkfall Passage Note 1. Certainly want to read that. I made it farther than I thought, but I'm afraid I can't go on. I choose not to. I am content to die here in this quiet little room, alone with my thoughts. The creatures won't follow me here. No more danger. The silence is welcoming. There's Darkfall Passage Note 1. That is off of our list. And here is something really crazy. A new alchemy ingredient, the Gleam Blossom. Let's eat one. Resist magic, fear, regenerate health, and paralysis. So with that, we've got all 4 effects all at once, and for the first time in a long time, I can take something off my alchemy ingredient list. Gleam Blossom is done. I have no real need for the second one. Well, let's dive back to the main passage where we can continue forward. But let me just make sure we haven't left anything alive behind us. Well, looks good on that front. And as we move forward, naturally, got more bad guys. Traps on the left. Nice clean tunnel to the right. This is actually... can't remember what it does. Can hit the traps manually. I'm not sure what good that theoretically does, but you have the option should you wish it. I was going to be really surprised if all those cocoons were empty, but they were. Color me surprised.
Looks like these Falmer are here to stay. They must be who that priest was calling the betrayed. Where'd you come from?
So this is the kind of thing to get used to. Big, wide open areas with tons of Falmer in them.
That'll teach you.
Well, we'll search that guy. We'll search the Charis Hunter fledgling. We will search the other Falmer too. But we want to make sure we fully cover the area we're in first. You'll actually see some new architecture in this area that you don't encounter in Falmer dens prior to this area. It isn't really functionally different, just looks different, but you can still tell if you're paying attention that it's not exactly the same stuff you've gotten used to over the long course of the base game. Come over here, there's another. Over here, looks like we have a hunter. Got a chest tucked away in here.
Where'd you come from?
Favorites, that's what I wanted. So nothing up here. It's like all this is clear, so let's work our way down to keep going. So many Falmer. It's the nature of the beast.
Keep your eyes open.
I will note that they did a pretty good job. Better than, certainly better than in the typical dens, actually making this place look lived in. I was not paying attention just then. Good thing I was a little bit out of the way. Up here, nothing. Back there, nothing. So let's just cross the bridge and keep going. More and more. You can see them. I know I saw one up in one of these. I was going to say I can even hear it.
Where'd you come from?
Serana, get out of the way. Come on.
Done and...
There he is. And we got him in both of these.
Where'd you come from?
think that's it for this room, so we can search these little buildings and chests now for useful type goodies, of which there are surprisingly few. Just that one chest, I think, and some decent potions on the tables if you're into that sort of thing. I'm trying to remember how this place is structured, because it looks difficult to reach all those things, but I'm pretty sure we ultimately do.
Are you seeing this? It's fantastic.
What's up, dudes?
Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Done and done. Do you need something?
Okay, she still doesn't have anything to say. Well, let's just search these Charis right quick. Make sure we got our Aura Whisper on. Make our way up through here. Alright. Aura Whisper is behaving unreliably.
That'll teach.
Critters that certainly should be lighting up are not. Color me not a fan. Okay, let's hit this chest. Let's make our way up. I think this is another instance of the two paths converging. Yes. Now, if I remember right, north is the way forward. This is actually the side area with 2 live Charis hunters, because of course.
Where'd you come from?
It's actually an alchemy lab. Let's just head this way. Drop quick saves pretty liberally as I go through here. This shit really does get bananas. There's an empty skeleton. Of course, I'm losing faith in the reliability of Aura Whisper the more enemies I see that didn't highlight. But whatever. It's all good. Up or down appears to be the same. There's a skeleton with Darkfall Passage Note 2. Well, let's read that and take it off our book list. Strange why the cursed have set up so many traps near this stone barrier. Going to rest for a bit and not take any chances. They set up those traps for a reason, and I'm not about to go rushing in to find out why. Just going to sit here, regain my strength, and possibly try and use the traps to my advantage. Well, I see how that worked out for you. Oh yes, Vale saber cats. These things are fun. They're really just identical to saber cats, except for looking different. But they're still kind of fun in that way. Here is another new alchemy ingredient. It'll trigger when we get close to it. This is a poison bloom. You can if you harvest it in time, it doesn't trigger. So let's eat it and learn the effects. Damage, health, slow, fortify, carry weight, and fear. And with that, once again, we're back on the ingredient list where we haven't been in ages. Poison bloom is off the list. Good. Let's keep going. I think we're actually temporarily done with Falmer, and it's just the Vale saber cats now. Big ass glowing mushrooms a la Black Reach. You can see more poison blooms up there. I don't really care.
Never saw anything like this back on the island. What now?
Every time she says something, I think she might have triggered actual new dialogue options, but so far it hasn't happened. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about these. You got Vale deer, too, that are just as docile as ordinary deer. They just have the misfortune of being spawned in a dungeon where my tendency is to systematically eliminate all of them, even if they are non-threatening. Yes, see, you get a Vale deer hide and venison. Come on now, where did he go? For real. There we go. So you look around and all you really see is a bunch of alchemy ingredients. Can't remember. I don't believe there's anything underwater here. I will check, but my recollection is in the negative. So yeah, let's just make our way back and start working our way up these highly visible catwalks. It's like we're pretty close to done. There's another Vale saber cat. That had actually killed a few Vale deer. Ecosystems at work, I suppose. And suddenly there we can see the Way Shrine. We're almost out of Darkfall Passage, which is good. As we head up toward the Way Shrine, though, you have probably noticed one little side area down there.
I think that's another way shrine up there. Here we go.
Completed. Survive Darkfall Passage. Fill the Initiate's Ewer. 0 of 5. We will, but let's head down here first. Just for completion's sake. There is another Vale saber cat. And with it dealt with, an interesting note about the Way Shrines. Well, I guess I'll save that until we finish up here. Let's talk to the Prelate.
Welcome, Initiate. This is the way shrine of illumination. Are you prepared to honor the mantras of Ariel and fill your vessel with his enlightenment?
Prelate Sedanius. Yes.
Then behold Ariel's gift, my child. May it light your path as you seek tranquility within the inner sanctum. May Ariel's brilliance illuminate your path.
This one is actually working correctly. So, there's a portal to the Forgotten Vale. Before we do that, make sure you draw water from the basin. Fill the Initiate's Ewer, 1 of 5. Now, we can head through the portal to Forgotten Vale. And believe me, there's tons to do here. We start out in a little cave with a portal back to Darkfall Passage.
What now?
It's ironic that we're helping these priests.
Honestly, I don't think they care what a bunch of vampires would do with Ariel's bow. They're pretty focused on the past. As long as we can get this Verther out of the sanctum, I think they'll be happy to just hand it over.
So let's head out of the Vale, or out into the Vale, which is a discoverable location we can now fast travel to and from. Or at least we can once we discover it. Just gotta get up out of the cave first. New music track and everything. Up, up, up. Here it comes. There it is. Forgotten Vale discovered. So we can take it off of our discoverable locations list.
Incredible. It's like a whole other world. Come on, the bow has to be in this valley somewhere. Yes?
Alright. Now, it's easy to get lost because there's a lot to see and do. I'm going to start off by heading north, sticking close to these mountains on the east side until I am given the chance to pop right back into a cave, which I actually will take. You can see your first Fulmer up there. Well, shit, I feel like I missed the entrance. Nope. Haven't seen it yet, I suppose. Okay. And by the way, that's just silver. It's not any special new kind of ore or anything like that. Handle a Veil Saber Cat. I guess we'll actually head down to ground level and track the real valley north. There's another Veil Saber Cat. There he is. I was about to cap Serana until I realized what I was looking at. So I guess all that's up there is that silver vein. So let's head over here instead. Ah, yes.
Where'd you come from?
Falmer.
No.
First of many. And here's the cave I'm looking for. Pretty straightforward. Forgotten Vale Cave. There's something interesting in here, though, which I'll describe when we get to it. One of only two in the whole game.
Who's there? That'll excuse you.
Got some Charis. Should be used to that by now. Ah yes, I believe this is the first time we've seen that happen. A Charis hunter, rather than emerging from a cocoon, actually erupted out of a Falmer hive, as did that one. Not that it matters that much. We got him. As you can see, the things we've gotten used to will change in subtle ways that can nonetheless make the Forgotten Vale just a tad bit refreshingly unpredictable. I think that's it for those guys. So where is my passage out? Is this it? Ah, I think I have to go hit that rope release. Yeah, there it goes. And back here is a shell bug. One of only two in the game, both of which are found here in the Forgotten Vale. And believe it or not, can actually be mined one time. Mining it kills it. But you can use the shell bug chitin you can mine from these things to forge a shell bug helmet. So once you mine it, the shell bug is dead. You get 3 units of shell bug chitin, which we actually will carry out of here because even though it's a craftable item, the extreme rarity of shell bugs, in my mind, makes it more or less a unique item, which I'm going to forge and hang on to one of. So back out to the Forgotten Vale now, where we will rather straightforwardly make our way north to the next way shrine. I need to go deal with whatever that critter is. Looks like another saber cat. Could be a deer, but I think it's a saber cat. It is. Oh, northward we go. Not quite direct, but close enough. If we just follow the path, we'll get there pretty quickly. hard to believe there's not more wildlife than that. Maybe I'm misremembering. I'm mindful that there is at least one critter between us and there. Let's just make our way... Oh, and it's just a deer. How easy. I don't know why I habitually put my bow away. I never leave it away. And here is these...
One of those way shrines up there. I wonder where this one goes. Do you need something?
Let's deal with the way shrine. Prelate Athring.
Welcome, Initiate. This is the Way Shrine of Sight. Are you prepared to honor the mantras of Ariel and fill your vessel with his enlightenment?
Yes.
Then behold Ariel's gift, my child. May it speed your journey to the inner sanctum.
Now each way shrine you unlock contains portals to the other way shrines you've unlocked. So you can see this one has a portal back to Darkfall Passage. Let's draw water from this basin. Fill the Initiate's Ewer 2 of 5. That's very cool.
May Ariel guide you in your darkest hours.
Sure. Now let's head this way. Looks like we've actually done pretty well. Although there's a saber cat up there that we're gonna miss if we're not careful. Let's just make sure we loot back to get it. And then kill what looks like 3 frostbite spiders on our way southwest and forward. Through this canyon here. I'm waiting for the sun to come out because this environment is just jaw-droppingly beautiful. In fact, I tell you what I'm gonna do. Check this shit out. Oh, it's nighttime. That's part of my problem. Well, that's fine. You can actually get rid of cloudy weather with the clear skies shout. It's nighttime. We'll see it in all its glory later, I'm sure. I need to get panicky about it. I can already see the spiders.
There. I knew I heard something. That'll teach you.
And there's a big one hiding up there, see? How clever.
More spiders? I like the ones back home better.
Chill out, Serana. It's all good. All she ever does is complain. Now, as you can see, we got a big, partially frozen river here. That's fun.
It almost doesn't even look real, you know? What now?
Alright, which way? Before we wander too far, note right here we got a coin purse, a skeleton, a chest, and an unknown book, volume 1. Bring Ancient Fulmer Tome to Urag Groshub. That is actually a new miscellaneous quest. We can read Unknown Book Volume 1, but it is in the Fulmer language, so we can't actually read it. Nonetheless, I have the 4 unknown books on my book list, and I am now removing Unknown Book Volume 1 for that very reason. This miscellaneous quest is called, rather imaginatively in the creation kit, the Forgotten Vale Books Quest. We will do it, however, and it'll be pretty cool. Let's make our way south. Now, tracking the water, seeing that it's actually more or less empty. Save something on the far shore over there. Over here is Way Shrine number 3. Don't get complacent. Those first 3 come pretty quickly, but there's a lot of fighting now.
Do you need something?
This is Prelate Celegriath.
Of learning, initiate. Are you prepared to honor the mantras of Ariel and fill your vessel with his enlightenment?
Yes.
Ariel bless you, child, for you are a step closer to the inner sanctum and everlasting wisdom.
So we can go to the Shrine of Sight and to Darkfall Passage. And here's the basin. Fill the Initiate's ewer, 3 of 5. Yes, yes, yes. Good. So from here, let's keep going south. If we dive over this waterfall, we'll wind up in another separate cell called the Darkfall Grotto.
Oh, what is it?
It's where we're headed, Serana. Don't know why you're whining. Darkfall Grotto! Yay!
I told you.
I don't even know what she's bitching about. There's Fulmer to kill and loot to be had, woman. Quit your bitching. We got Fulmer over there. Let's just check out these empty looking areas first. There's one that's already dead. That always seems strange to me. Another one that's already dead. Equally strange. And another one already dead. All quite strange. Anyway, let's see what, if anything, there is to be found over here. Nothing really. Before we take the water exit further down into this thing, let's head up here. Don't really care about Serana's whining. We have Feral Fulmer. What's the difference between these and ordinary Fulmer? Hostility, apparently, because they're the only suspects in the murder of the ordinary Fulmer that we saw up there already dead. Go figure. They're fun because they just carry gold. They don't have any equipment. They're very easy to deal with accordingly. They got dead Charos over here too. Very strange. Very strange. Nonetheless, there we go. Everything else, it seems, is gone already. Except for a few more dead ones that I was gonna completely miss. Until I spotted this one other shack up here I definitely wanted to explore. Good thing too, or else I would have missed that chest. A little bit farther. More water passages. And we're actually going to get spit out into Darkfall Passage. Yes, the same one we already went through. And here we are, in fairly familiar territory. The good news is, we don't have to do the entire trek, thanks to those portals we've been noticing. We can instead get back to the first way shrine. And go directly to the Shrine of Learning. And now we'll head that way instead. I'm curious about what it is I saw alive over here, though. It's an ice wraith. Huh. Guarding an apprentice-locked chest. Cool. Alright. Now then, let's head back to the north. Back to where we found the first unknown book. This time, we'll keep going north, towards our other quest arrows. I'm going to drop a quick save here. They look to be relatively clear for the moment. Kind of want to stick to the bank for now, even though you can see passages going north. I want to go deal with whatever this is. It's probably another ice wraith. Yep. Same idea as the last one, apparently. Works for me. This chest only has a novice lock, though. Cool. Onward. Now we're about to fight an actual new enemy. I get back to the other bank and keep going. You can see it there. You can see it's very tall. It's a frost giant. Which I suppose is largely just a reskin of the standard giant, but it's significantly stronger, as you can probably tell by the extra hit it took. And when we search it, we're going to find something cool. The Amethyst Paragon, which we definitely want to take with us. From here, let's head northwest. Up those stairs we can see. Tracking our quest marker. Always good, always fun. Stop when you get to the top of the first waterfall, though, because we can cross the flow back to the east, where you can already see a second frost giant that we will, of course, need to go deal with. This one actually lives in a lair of sorts, and he has a sapphire paragon, which we will similarly want to take with us. Now, if we cross back to the west, you can see the ruins of a little shrine here, and when you get closer, hopefully, you'll notice a little stand on it. This is the Paragon socket. Putting the different Paragons in will open a portal in the shrine that lets us go to various secret areas. So, let's do the Amethyst Paragon first. It opens a portal to Darkfall Grotto, in an area we couldn't access before, with a big cool chest in it, and an elixir of true shot to boot. Back to the Paragon platform. We can retrieve the amethyst and insert the sapphire, which interestingly enough is going to take us to an otherwise inaccessible room way ahead in the inner sanctum, where we can do a bit more looting. Unfortunately, this isn't a shortcut. We can't skip the rest of the Vale. This room is isolated, but notice the gems and elven gear lying all over. That's kind of cool. We got 1, 2, 3 chests to search on top of everything else. And now we'll head back to the platform. We'll be back. There are more Paragons to find. But for now, let's get back to the staircase and continue upward. We're about to encounter one of the cooler features of this place. Over there you can see Way Shrine number 4.
If we open that one, we'll be able to move around this valley a lot faster.
That's true, Serana, but I have other concerns. Over here, up above that frozen water flow we saw earlier, you can actually see a giant frozen lake. And yes, that is a word wall. something crazy is going to happen. We are going to fight 2 named dragons at once who have the special ability to dive through the ice and hide in the water. There they are. Oslarum and Naslarum. Looks like... Hey, let's get Dragon Rend on. I get it so late I almost forget how great it is when you're fighting dragons. There's Voslarum. You can see where he dove through the ice. As you'd expect, it's certainly best to focus on one until he's down. So there's Voslarum. We got him. Let's deal with Naslarum. There's soul number 1. And we got him too. Good. So I'll wait for that absorption to go. And I will note that, as you might expect, there is treasure to be found under this water. Although not as much as you might think, there are only 2 chests we need to make sure and track down. So, I'm going to quick save and do, if I can, exactly that. There's one. That was easy. I doubt the other one is going to be that straightforward, but it could. Stranger things have happened. I actually do recall both of them being pretty close to one or the other of the holes the dragons punch. What you don't want to do is let yourself get too far away from one of the holes. The danger in allowing that to happen should be pretty obvious. Anyway, I'll point something out to you while we're here. Way up there is the inner sanctum that we're headed to. Just in case you are curious about where your goal is and just how circuitous the route you're taking towards it really is. It's got to be one of these. There it is. Good. There wasn't anything great in there anyway. Oh well. Alright, let's go hit the word wall. What is it, you ask? Why, at long last, it's the 3rd and final word of Drain Vitality. Gon Lahas. We can finally do it, just like all those damned revered dragons we've been fighting for so long. Where's the actual staircase? There it is. Oh, it's right there. Okay, cool. Word of power learned. Health, drain vitality. So, let me make sure I got the real one. Let's unlock the third and final word. And let's finally completely remove drain vitality from the shout list. Neat. And now, with that little side mission taken care of, let's run up here and get the fourth way shrine. This is Prelate Niralor.
Shrine of Resolution. Are you prepared to honor the mantras of Ariel and fill your vessel with his enlightenment?
Yes.
Then go forth, child. May the enrichment of Ariel strengthen your resolve as you undertake your journey to the inner sanctum.
So we can portal back to all the shrines we've found so far. Let's draw water again. That's Fill the Initiate's Ewer, 4 out of 5. Pretty good. The way forward is northwest, over these visible rock bridges. And you can already see Falmer villages out here as well, although you might not be used to seeing them outdoors. Here they are. Oh, damn it, I didn't want to do that. It's alright, though. It won't hurt anything, I suppose. Guess we should just be alert to their presence. We got a gate there that leads up into the rocks. I think we would do well to explore the actual cavern floor first. To the extent we can, anyway.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you. Who's there?
Oh, come on now. I can always tell when it's a fledgling. They're so much easier to kill. Let's keep going. Just keeping the base of the cavern clear. When I get to a spot like this, then I know it's time to backtrack. Although I seem to have attracted the attention of an archer or two somewhere. I'd rather not try to deal with them from down here. I don't see how that's productive. Just going to miss a lot and not be able to search the bodies even if I do hit them. Let's head back to where
Where'd you come from?
we first sort of had the opportunity to choose whether we'd be down or up. Oh, that was Serana's reanimation. Not bad. Oh well. We got a cave here, but that, I think, is an exit we're going to run into later on. Well, let's head out here instead. Back to this very first little village. This time we'll head through the gate and go uphill. Here goes. And now we're up at these bridges where those archers are actually positioned, and you can see there is quite the network to crisscross and explore. I know I saw one over here. There he is. I'm really choosing to only concern myself with ones that are sharing a level with me. Let's keep on keeping on. Over here. What are we going to find? Well, a cave entrance for one. I don't think there's anything between me and it, so we're actually going to wind up going inside. Yahoo! Sharp Slope Cave. Couple Fulmer, but not too crowded, judging by the Aura Whisper. And you may recognize that chittering sound from the Forgotten Vale cave we went through earlier. Here's the game's only other shell bug. Oh, I'm in combat, of course. Let's wait until I'm not. Get our other little set of shell bug chitin. Oh goody, Serana caught up.
Done and done.
Alright, let's make our way down this path. Where is the one that fell down earlier? Right there. Good. Let's get her looted. Looks like we're going to have 3 other kills in this room. Search those 3. Search the chest down here. Steadfast Ward. Do I know that spell yet? Yes, I do. Here inside the hut, we got nothing. Contrast over this way, we've got an exit tunnel. Let's head on out. This, I think, is going to put us back down at the riverbed, at the cave entrance we saw earlier. I think we actually need to head back this way again. And in point of fact, well, no. I'm actually not sure from this point. Let's go up the ramp we saw here and see what else we can see. I'm a little surprised I can't actually see anything. Rather than go farther south, I want to go east, up this way. See Homeboy's Lake down there. It's always thrilling. Why can't I see anything? Oh, and And that circled all the way back to the Way Shrine. We'll go figure. Okay then. Let's head this way then. We're up with a hawk. Okay, I'm sure I screwed something up. Let me just get back to the bridges. Kill some bad guys along the way. I don't even care if I actually get to search them. I think we can actually kill them by power shotting them off the edge like that. Why yes, we can. What fun. So there is Sharp Slope Cave. Is there a nice clean way up here instead of going into the cave? I would assume there must be. I'll be damned if I'm seeing it. Ah. Okay, so if we head this way, we wind up at another fresh set of bridges. This is where I want to be. Okay, good. Okay, all's well. What's in here? Nothing of import. There's what I was looking for. There's another frost giant up there.
That'll teach you.
And as with the others, he is toting one of the paragons. He's also killed several Falmer, obviously. From him, we want the Emerald Paragon. There we go. I got my bearings now. I'm all good. Can't actually search it, but you can see where he basically turned a Charis Hunter into smears, which is always fun. Now let's bounce up here, search the rest of this network of bridges and such, which is ultimately going to take us back into the territory I have already explored, while I was looking for the way up from Sharp Slope. Oh good, there we go. I need to start looking through these because one of them has the second unknown book in it. And I do not remember off the top of my head which one it might be. I know we wind our way down a ways. Could be this one. It's kind of tucked in here away from the others. There's a chest here. And some arrows, which I'll take. No unknown book. Farther then. It's fine, it won't hurt anything. Check out another one of these. I think this might be the winner. Yes, there it is. Unknown Book, Volume 3. Which we can look at. As with the others, it is in the Falmer language. Nonetheless, I shall remove Unknown Book, Volume 3 from my book list. Excellent. I got a little turned around somewhere. But I think all roads now lead farther south into that cave we can see that the river's coming out of. So, before I head through there, let's take a quick sprint back to the Paragon platform to use our Emerald Paragon and see what we can get for that. Oh, goodness. Many and much are the things to do in the Forgotten Vale. Nonetheless, you should recognize this, where we met Voslarum and Naslarum, and our current farthest in way shrine. And here's the Paragon platform. Let's use the Emerald this time. And let's head to the Forgotten Vale Overlook. So here is the Forgotten Vale Overlook, which is, you can see we've actually gotten over to the other side of the inner sanctum, but we're still outside. You need to be careful in here, as the place to go is actually downstream to the north, to the edge of the waterfall without going over. Where we can break right to find a skelly, a chest, some arrows, and the Unknown Book Volume 2, which is in the Falmer language, as you might expect, but can now be removed from our book list. So, let's travel back to the Paragon platform. And we're approaching the 2-hour mark, so I need to get to a good stopping point. And fortunately, we're coming up on a reasonably logical one. Let's duck through here. Take our Emerald Paragon back. Now, let's just make a beeline all the way south through that cavern. Canyon, I should say, not cavern. We're having rendering trouble. There's supposed to be a Falmer village here. There it is. As you can see, we're having a few more rendering failures as I move a bit too quickly through the Vale. It's all good, though. Straight south to what is now the one area we haven't explored yet. Guarded by a couple of Falmer, which is fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Let's loot them. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to take his ear. What the hell was I thinking? And let's head in to the Glacial Crevice. So we can start working our way through this thing, too. This is a good deal bigger than the other discrete cells we've dealt with so far, as you can probably tell. And I think, frankly, I'm actually running out of time to deal with it all. I will also tell you that this area actually exists in 2 big paths that eventually converge, an upper and a lower one. So let me deal with these few introductory Falmer, and then I'm going to go ahead and end this video. We'll finish off the Glacial Crevice, and indeed probably the Dawnguard questline next time on Let's Play Skyrim. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which really help me out. Otherwise, please know that I really do appreciate the time you spend watching, and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.